Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most devastating natural disasters in history. From the depths of the ocean to the very ground beneath our feet, the forces of nature are capable of unleashing unimaginable power. On December 26, 2004, a catastrophic tsunami, triggered by a massive undersea earthquake, ripped across the Indian Ocean. The earthquake, the third most powerful ever recorded, struck off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia. The ocean floor, jolted by the quake's immense energy, displaced trillions of tons of water, unleashing monstrous waves that raced across the ocean at jetliner speed. The first signs of disaster were deceptive, a sudden retreat of the sea exposing the seabed. Minutes later, a wall of water, in some places over 100 feet high, crashed into the coastlines of 14 countries. Coastal communities from Indonesia to Thailand, Sri Lanka to Somalia were obliterated in an instant. Homes, buildings, and entire villages were reduced to rubble. The human toll was heartbreaking, over 230,000 lives lost, countless others injured, and millions displaced. In the aftermath, the world came together in a remarkable display of compassion and aid. Relief organizations and governments mobilized to provide food, water, shelter, and medical assistance to the survivors. The rebuilding process was long and arduous, but the resilience of the human spirit shone through. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami stands as a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature and the importance of preparedness. It also highlighted the interconnectedness of our world, as the tragedy touched the lives of people across the globe. Even in the face of such devastation, the human spirit endured, demonstrating the power of compassion and the unwavering will to rebuild. On January 12, 2010, Haiti was struck by a catastrophic earthquake that shook the nation to its core. The earthquake, registering a magnitude of 7.0, struck just southwest of the capital city, Port-au-Prince. Buildings, many poorly constructed, crumbled like sandcastles. Homes, hospitals, schools, government buildings, all reduced to rubble in seconds. The presidential palace, a symbol of national pride, lay in ruins. Over 220,000 people lost their lives, buried beneath the rubble. More than 300,000 were injured, overwhelming the nation's fragile healthcare system. The earthquake left over 1 million people homeless, forced to live in makeshift camps. The world watched in horror as the true scale of the disaster unfolded. Aid poured in from around the world: food, water, medical supplies, and rescue teams. Amidst the despair, the resilience of the Haitian people shone through. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing what little food and water they had, pulling survivors from the rubble, and tending to the injured. The 2010 Haiti earthquake was a disaster of epic proportions, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of human life and the devastating power of nature's fury. It exposed the stark inequalities that exist in our world, where poverty and lack of infrastructure can turn a natural disaster into a humanitarian catastrophe. Chapter 3. Chernobyl, the Shadow of Disaster. On April 26, 1986, in the heart of the Soviet Union, a disaster unfolded that would change the world's perception of nuclear power forever. At the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, a routine safety test went horribly wrong, triggering a catastrophic explosion that ripped apart reactor number 4. The explosion released a plume of radioactive material that rose miles into the atmosphere, carried by the wind across the Soviet Union and into Europe. The invisible threat of radiation spread silently, contaminating everything it touched. Firefighters, unaware of the invisible danger, rushed to extinguish the blaze, exposing them to lethal doses of radiation. Plant workers fought desperately to contain the disaster, their bravery costing many their lives. The Soviet government eventually evacuated the nearby city of Pripyat, a ghost town frozen in time. The exclusion zone, a 30-kilometer radius around the plant, was established, a desolate no-man's land where radiation lingers to this day. The Chernobyl disaster had far-reaching consequences. The invisible fallout contaminated vast swaths of land, rendering them uninhabitable for generations. The health impact was significant, with thousands suffering from radiation sickness and an increased risk of cancer. The disaster shattered the myth of the infallibility of nuclear power, raising serious questions about its safety and sustainability. It forced a global reassessment of nuclear safety protocols and led to increased international cooperation on nuclear safety standards. Chernobyl remains a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of human error and the potential for technological disasters to have far-reaching impacts. It is a cautionary tale, urging us to proceed with caution in our quest for progress, always mindful of the potential risks and our responsibility to protect our planet and future generations. Chapter 4. Japan's Tsunami, When the Earth Roared. On March 11, 2011, a cataclysmic earthquake and tsunami struck Japan, a nation known for its technological prowess and preparedness for natural disasters. The earthquake, the most powerful ever recorded in Japan's history, struck off the coast of Honshu. The seabed, jolted by the quake's immense energy, heaved upwards, displacing a colossal volume of water and unleashing monstrous tsunami waves. The tsunami, a wall of water reaching heights of over 130 feet, crashed into Japan's northeastern coastline with terrifying speed and force. Coastal towns and villages were obliterated in an instant. Cars, homes, and even buildings were tossed around like toys. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, located on the coast, bore the brunt of the tsunami's fury. The plant's seawall was overwhelmed, leading to a catastrophic meltdown in 3 of the plant's reactors. It was the world's worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl, releasing dangerous levels of radiation into the environment. Over 15,000 people lost their lives, swept away by the tsunami, or buried beneath the rubble. Millions were displaced, their homes destroyed, their lives upended. The economic impact was staggering, with billions of dollars in damage to infrastructure, businesses, and homes. In the aftermath, the world marveled at the resilience and stoicism of the Japanese people. They faced the overwhelming task of rebuilding their lives and communities with determination and dignity. The government launched a massive reconstruction effort, focusing on rebuilding infrastructure, providing housing for the displaced, and addressing the ongoing nuclear crisis at Fukushima. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami serve as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of our planet and the importance of preparedness. It also highlighted the interconnectedness of our world, as the disaster had global implications, from supply chain disruptions to the reassessment of nuclear energy policies. Chapter 5. San Francisco, shaken to its foundations. In the early hours of April 18, 1906, San Francisco was shaken to its core by one of the most devastating earthquakes in recorded history. The quake, estimated at magnitude 7.9, struck just off the coast near the San Andreas Fault. The city reeled and buckled, buildings swayed violently, their walls crumbling, streets buckled and cracked, gas lines ruptured, and water mains burst, transforming the urban landscape into a chaotic maze of debris and destruction. But the earthquake was only the beginning. In its wake, a new and even more destructive force of nature was unleashed: fire. The ruptured gas lines, ignited by toppled stoves and lamps, sparked a conflagration that quickly spread through the city. For 3 days and nights the fire raged, consuming everything in its path. The city's fire department, overwhelmed by the scale of the inferno and hampered by broken water mains, fought valiantly but were often powerless to stop the flames. The firestorm turned the city's skyline into a terrifying spectacle of leaping flames and billowing smoke. By the time the fire subsided, San Francisco lay in ruins. Over 80% of the city was destroyed, reduced to smoldering rubble and ash. The iconic Palace Hotel was gutted by the flames. Chinatown, a vibrant hub of Chinese culture, was completely destroyed. The official death toll was estimated at over 3,000, although the actual number may have been much higher. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire remain a defining moment in the city's history, a tragic but ultimately inspiring tale of resilience and rebirth. Outro, our fragile planet. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments which natural disaster you found most shocking. From the tsunamis that reshape coastlines to the earthquakes that shake continents, the forces of nature remind us of our planet's raw power and the importance of respecting its delicate balance. Let these stories serve as a reminder of our shared humanity, our responsibility to learn from the past, and our duty to protect our planet for future generations.